soldiers is out on a hunting expedition. The animal is meant to be presented to a high-ranking military official attending an evening celebration. Among the soldiers is Percy Fawcett, a British officer who has arrived with his wife Nina and their young son Jack. As the hunt begins, Percy manages to make the successful shot. For him, this means more than just winning a contest. He believes this achievement might finally bring honor to his family's name. But when the celebration begins later that evening, his accomplishment barely gets noticed. No praise, no recognition. Life moves on, an entire year passes. Eventually, Percy is summoned to the Royal Geographical Society in London. There, he meets a man named John, who explains the situation. Between Bolivia and Brazil lies the vast Amazon rainforest, and the exact border separating the two nations remains unclear. The disagreement has become a serious problem, because the region's rubber trade is suffering due to the ongoing tensions. The society needs someone capable of mapping the area and helping establish the proper boundaries, and John believes Percy is the perfect candidate. He warns him that this won't be an ordinary assignment, but if Percy succeeds, he could earn tremendous respect and finally achieve the recognition he's spent years chasing. When he shares the news with Nina, the timing couldn't be worse. She's pregnant with their second child. Even so, duty calls, and soon, Percy begins preparing for the expedition. As his ship sets sail, something strange catches his attention. He realizes someone has secretly boarded the vessel. After investigating, Percy discovers a man named Henry hiding aboard. When confronted, Henry explains that he's also a soldier. He has no family waiting for him back home, and desperately wants to join the expedition. After hearing him out, Percy agrees to take him along, and just like that, the two men begin a journey that will change their lives forever. Several days later, they finally reach the Amazon. The rainforest immediately proves how unforgiving it can be. Pushing through these harsh conditions, the team eventually arrives at a settlement where they meet a businessman named Baron. Baron makes his living through the rubber trade, so peace between Bolivia and Brazil would greatly benefit him. Since Percy's mission could help prevent future conflict, Baron decides to support the expedition. He provides several men, 2 horses, and most importantly, an indigenous guide who knows the rainforest better than anyone else. With their supplies secured, the group continues deeper into the wilderness. Their objective is to reach the source of a nearby river, and for now, that river becomes their guide. The journey is exhausting. Percy receives a letter from Nina. Inside is incredible news. She has given birth to a baby boy. She has named him Brian. Not long after, things take a dangerous turn. Without warning, a group of tribal warriors attacks the expedition. The encounter leaves several men injured, and one member of the team doesn't survive the attack. Amid the chaos, Percy dives into the river and manages to escape. Later, the guide explains that outsiders passing through these territories are often treated as threats. As the expedition continues, the guide shares an intriguing story. Beyond the waterfall, they're searching for lies in an incredibly dense and unexplored region of jungle. According to ancient stories, hidden somewhere beyond it is a lost city of gold, a place so magnificent that anyone who reaches it never wishes to leave, a paradise hidden from the rest of the world. Percy listens, but doesn't take the tale seriously. At least, not yet. Meanwhile, the expedition struggles continue to grow. Food supplies begin running dangerously low. Tensions rise. Arguments break out among the men. Then, they finally see it. The waterfall. Their destination. A place no known explorer has ever successfully documented before. After arriving, they hunt for food and regain some strength. At the same time, Percy completes the measurements he was sent to collect. But while examining the area, he discovers something unexpected. Ancient pottery fragments, artifacts that shouldn't be there, and suddenly, the guide's story doesn't seem so impossible anymore. And deep down, a new obsession begins to form, the search for the lost city. Still, everyone wants to return home, including Percy himself. So after several months, the expedition finally heads back to civilization. Their return is celebrated as a major success. After all, they have explored territory that barely existed on any map. During one of the celebrations, Percy meets a biologist named James. Then, sometime later, he presents his findings before the Royal Geographical Society. As he recounts his experiences, he also shares his growing belief that a lost ancient city may exist somewhere within the Amazon. The reaction is immediate. Many of the attendees dismiss the idea. To them, it sounds like nothing more than a fantasy, an exaggerated jungle legend, a story, not history. But Percy isn't finished, because he has something that changes the room completely. completely, a document written by a Portuguese soldier back in 1753. According to the letter, the soldier claimed to have reached a remarkable city filled with impressive structures, temples, and evidence of an advanced civilization, a place far beyond what most people believed existed in the Amazon. And because the document comes from the library of Trinity College, its authenticity is difficult to ignore. Suddenly, the room grows quiet. For the first time, people begin taking Percy's theory seriously, and before long, he receives permission to return to the Amazon once again. This time, Henry and James will join him. The second expedition begins with high hopes. As the team continues traveling, they eventually reach a river crossing, and then it happens. Without warning, arrows begin flying from the surrounding forest. It's the same tribe that attacked Percy years earlier. For a split second, chaos threatens to take over, but Percy reacts differently this time. Before anyone can panic, he starts shouting a single word over and over. Amigo! Amigo! The tribe welcomes the explorers into their village. For the first time, the expedition is given shelter rather than hostility. While staying there, James witnesses a tribal ritual that shocks him. When he brings it up to Percy, Percy calmly explains the tribe's belief system. According to their traditions, honoring deceased members in this way allows their spirit to remain with the community. Later, Percy meets with the tribe's chief and asks about the mysterious city he has spent years searching for. The chief points farther into the jungle. He explains that if they continue straight ahead for several days, they'll eventually encounter another tribe. Those people may know more, so they continue forward. Unfortunately, things only get worse. While traveling by river, their boat loses balance, forcing them to throw valuable supplies overboard. To make matters worse, James falls into the river as well. Thankfully, Henry manages to pull him back to safety. At this point, Percy's patience finally runs out. Realizing that James can no longer continue, Percy makes a difficult decision. He sends James back. One of the guides accompanies him, along with a horse, ensuring he has a safe route home. The rest of the team presses onward. Days turn into weeks. Weeks turn into months. And slowly the Amazon begins breaking everyone's spirit. No matter how hard Percy pushes, the lost city remains out of reach. Eventually, he faces the reality he never wanted to accept. The expedition must turn back. For now, the Amazon has won. When Percy finally returns home, he's reunited with his family, and despite the disappointment of the failed mission, seeing them again brings him genuine happiness. Soon, Percy and his companions are called before the Royal Geographical Society once again. James is there too. He looks healthier now, but his attitude has changed. In front of everyone, he accuses Percy and the others of abandoning him during the expedition. According to James, they left him behind with little chance of survival. The room grows tense. Many expect Percy to apologize, but Percy responds differently. He reminds everyone that James's actions contributed heavily to the mission's failure. The lost supplies, the constant setbacks, the unnecessary risks. Then Percy says something unexpected. He admits that an apology is owed, but not to James. Instead, he owes one to the men who trusted his judgment when he chose to bring James along. And with that, Percy resigns. Time passes. Then the year becomes 1914. The First World War begins. Like countless others, Percy is called into military service. The news deeply upsets his son Jack. He feels that every time Percy returns home, another mission pulls him away again. Jack accuses his father of caring more about adventures than family. The words hit Percy hard. In an emotional moment, he reacts in a way he immediately regrets. But despite everything, duty once again takes him away. Even while serving in the war, Percy cannot stop thinking about the lost city. The mystery still consumes him. One day, Henry introduces him to a woman who claims she can see glimpses of people's futures. After studying Percy for a moment, she tells him something unusual. She says he is searching for something incredibly important. And according to her, he's closer to finding it than he realizes. All he must do is keep going. Those words ignite something inside him. The old determination returns. Soon afterward, Percy finds himself in the middle of intense fighting. During one battle, enemy forces launch a chlorine gas attack. The effects are devastating. Percy and his fellow soldiers endure tremendous hardship, but they refuse to retreat. Eventually, they secure victory. Eventually, the war ends. Percy retires and returns to a quieter life with his family. But the legend of the lost city has continued spreading across the world. Now, even the United States is preparing its own expedition into the Amazon. American representatives approach Percy, hoping he'll help guide their search. But Percy refuses. Then something unexpected happens. Jack approaches his father. This time, there is no anger. Jack tells Percy that he finally realizes the search for the lost city has always been his father's greatest dream, and if someone is going to find it, they should do it together, father and son, side by side. Hearing those words fills Percy with pride. At last, his son understands him. Soon afterward, Percy and Jack say goodbye to their loved ones and begin their final journey. Several days later, they reach the Amazon once again. Through letters sent home, Percy tells Nina that they are living peacefully among friendly tribes. The local people have even shown them a cave covered in ancient artwork, clues that may finally lead them to the city. Together, they push deeper into the unknown than ever before. Then, everything changes. They become trapped in the middle of a conflict between two unfamiliar tribes. One of the groups captures them. Soon afterward, both men are given a mysterious drink, and after that day, neither Percy nor Jack is ever seen again. Years pass, then decades. Eventually, we meet Nina once more. Now elderly, she continues searching for answers. One day, she visits John and shares something remarkable. A Brazilian traveler recently claimed to have seen Percy and Jack living among tribal communities deep inside the Amazon. Could they still be alive? Could they have actually found the city? John explains that numerous search teams have been sent into the jungle over the years. None found Percy. None found Jack. The mystery remains unsolved. In the film's final notes, we're told that Nina passed away in 1954, still carrying the memory of her husband and son, and perhaps the most fascinating part of all,